Hello, myself R. Vishwanath Reddy. I am the chemistry faculty. Today, I would like to discuss with you the very important topic for competitive exams in first PUC or first 11th standard CBSE syllabus, that is called as states of matter. In that, we are going to discuss very important topic, that is the gaseous state. In that gaseous state, the most important topic is diffusion. Diffusion. This is the chapter name, and this is a further concept in the gaseous state, that is called as diffusion. Then, what is meaning of diffusion? Diffusion is nothing but, if you take, there is a container. This is a one container. In that container, two gases I am taking. This is the first gas. This is the second gas. This is a gas number 1, and it is a gas number 2. Then these are separated. This is the one gas, and this is another gas. Both gases are separated. Both gases are separated. If you remove here this one, which object can be separated, we can remove. Then these A gases can be moved towards, say, first gas can move towards the second gas, and second gas also to move towards first gas. Then both gases can mix with each other. Both gases can mix with each other. Against the gravitational force. Against the gravitational force. Gravitational force to form homogeneous mixture. To form homogeneous mixture. That is called as diffusion. Okay, na? So this gas and this gas can mix uniformly when any direction. This gas can move in any direction, and this gas can move in any direction, and finally we will get one homogeneous mixture that we are calling as a diffusion. If you take one example, if you open one perfume bottle, the smell of that perfume bottle or the fragrance of that perfume bottle can move in the entire room. In the entire room it can be moved. It is the best example of the diffusion. Best example of the diffusion. In that diffusion, further important topic is Grom's law of diffusion. Grom's law of diffusion. Before going to the Grom's law of diffusion, we are going, what is meaning of rate of diffusion? Rate of diffusion. The rate of diffusion is represented by small r. The rate of diffusion is represented by small r. Before going to the Grom's law of diffusion, we should be discussing this. What is meaning of rate of diffusion is nothing but, if you take any one gas, suppose if I take this gas, particular gas, their rate of diffusion, the rate is also called as speed. Is also called as speed. The rate of diffusion of any gas, that is equals to volume of that gas can be diffused divided by time taken. Time taken. The another definition of the rate of diffusion is equals to the distance traveled by a particular gas. The distance traveled by a particular gas. The distance traveled by a particular gas divided by time. Divided by time. That is another definition of the rate of diffusion. The value occupied by any gas in particular time is also called as rate of diffusion. Or distance traveled by any gas in particular time is also best example of the rate of diffusion. Best definition of the rate of diffusion. You know the distance. Distance is represented by L. Distance is represented by L. Time is represented by what? T. So the rate of diffusion is also length divided by T or volume divided by T. Now there is a two particular gases. There is a two particular gases. particular gases, when you take the two particular gases, the rate of diffusion of first gas divided by the rate of diffusion of second gas is equals to volume of first gas divided by volume of the second gas divided by time of the first gas divided by time of the second gas. This is the ratio of the two gases. This is the ratio of the rate of diffusion of the first gas and second gas. Then volume of the first gas divided by volume of the second gas divided by time of the first gas divided by time of the second gas. This is also, if you take this is into here, then it is become T2 divided by T1. T2 divided by T1. And also, if you respect to this one, the rate of diffusion of first gas divided by rate of diffusion of second gas is equals to length of the first gas divided by time of the first gas divided by length of the second gas is traveled divided by time of the length of the first gas divided by length of the first gas divided by length of the second gas divided by time of the first gas divided by time of the second gas. Then if you go with this here, then length of the first gas divided by length of the second gas is equals to what? Time of the second gas divided by time of the first gas. These are the formulas are important when we discussing the two particular gases. When we discussing the two particular gases, we can want to calculate the ratio of the first gas and the ratio of the second gas. These formulas are very important. The next concept is here is Gram's law of diffusion. Gram's law of diffusion. This is the only one law is there in the under the diffusion that can be discussed by the great scientist. It's called as Gram's law. To honor of him only, we are calling it is Graham's law of diffusion. What is the meaning of Graham's law of diffusion? What is the statement? First, we have to understand the statement. We have to understand the statement. When you come to the statement, you should be maintaining a constant temperature and pressure. You should be maintaining a constant temperature and pressure. Then, if any gas if you take, their rate of diffusion which are inversely proportional to square root of density. This is a mathematical expression. Base is the mathematical expression. Even we can possibly write the statement. What is the statement? At constant temperature and pressure, any gas, that rate of diffusion which are inversely proportional to the square root of density. Root of density is nothing but rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of density. Then, if you remove this proportionality, then this expression I can write. R is equals to what? K divided by root D. K divided by root D. Why? Because in the place of this proportionality, I have to keep one constant that is called as proportionality constant. Then this is the one mathematical expression. Another one is the rate of diffusion which are inversely proportional to square root of vapor density also. VD is nothing but what? Vapor density. That is equals to what? Rate of diffusion is equals to what? K divided by square root of VD. Okay, and also the rate of diffusion which are inversely proportional to 1 by molar mass. What is meaning of here? Molar mass of any gas. Then if you remove this proportionality constant, then R is equals to K divided by root m. This all the formulas which are used in the Gram's law of diffusion. One statement is at constant temperature and pressure, the rate of diffusion which are inversely proportional to square root of density, which is also inversely proportional to square root of vapor density, which is also inversely proportional to square root of molar mass of the any gas. Okay, this is a grams of diffusion statement and mathematical expression. To continuation of that, if I take the two gases, suppose there is a first gas and second gas. If you take the two gases, first gas and second gas, then the rate of diffusion of first gas, divided by the rate of diffusion of second gas is equals to, okay now, K divided by the rate of diffusion. If you take the two particular gases, then the rate of diffusion we have to calculate. Suppose there is a rate of diffusion of first gas. Divided by the rate of diffusion of what? Second gas. No? There is a two gases which are present now. We have first gas and second gas. In that, the rate of diffusion of first gas divided by the rate of diffusion of second gas, that is equals to K divided by, the rate of diffusion of any gas which is equals to K divided by root D. Then K divided by root D1. Why? Because K is a constant for both gases, either first gas or second gas. K value is a what? Constant, divided by K into root D2. Here K and this K is a constant. Then it is a constant. Then this D2 value will go to the above. When D2 value is go to the above, then it becomes square root of D2 divided by D1. Both square is there. That's why what I will take here, whole square. Whole square of D2 divided by D1. That is equals to. Then here in the place of density, what is the here? Vapor density. That's why. Then we will go to the what? VD2 divided by VD1. And here also in the place of vapor density we have molecular mass. Then square root of what? Molecular mass 2 divided by square root of molecular mass. I already discussed here is nothing but R1 by R2 is nothing but based on the definition of rate of diffusion. R1 by R2 is nothing but rate of diffusion is nothing but what? The rate of diffusion is nothing but what? Volume by T. Then R1 by R2 is equals to what? V1 by V2 into T2 by T1. This is already been discussed. And also R1 by R2 is equals to what? L2 divided by L1 into T2 divided by T1. T2 divided by T1. This is already been discussed. L1 divided by L2 into T2 divided by T1 both. Rate of diffusion is equal to what? V by T is also called as L by T. Then L1 divided by L2 into T2 divided by T1. V1 divided by V2 into T2 divided by T1. So in the place of R1 by R2 I can take this. In the place of R1 by R2 here I can take this. This is called as V1 by V2 into T2 by T1. V1 by V2 into T2 by T1. That is equals to square root of D2 divided by D1 and square root of VD2 divided by VD1 and square root of M2 divided by M1. Okay. Are you following? In the place of R1 by R2, I can take this entire. Suppose here, if I take here, in the place of R1 by R2, I can take this now. In the place of R1 by R2 here, I can take this now. That is called as L1 by L2 into T2 by T1. That is equal to square root of D2 divided by D1 and square root of VD2 divided by VD1 and square root of M2 divided by M1. This is a formulas we can use for the two gases with the different densities, different vapor densities and different molecular mass and also different values and different lengths. Okay, I hope you understand. The last condition is two gases is there here, but the two gases having same temperature, but pressure is different. Pressure is different. Same temperature and pressure is different. Same temperature and pressure is different. Then rate of diffusion R1 by R2 is equals to R1 by R2 is equals to what? P1 by P2 and square root of M2 divided by M1. Here M2 is nothing but molecular mass of the second gas. M1 is nothing but molecular mass of the first gas. P1 is nothing but pressure of the first gas. P2 is nothing but pressure of the second gas. Now there is a two gases are again there is a two gases, but here same pressure here, but different temperature. In that time we have another formula. That is R1 by R2 is equals to what? Square root of P1 divided by P2 and square root of M2 divided by M1. Here we are not using any root for pressure, but you should use a root for both the temperature T1 and T2 and M2 and M1. This is the two gases are same pressure and different temperature. This is the two gases are same temperature and pressure is different. This all the formulas we can possible to use in the solving of Graham's law problems. Now we are going to discuss problems on this Graham's law. What type of questions are expecting in the competitive exams based on these formulas. It's a very important formulas to solve so many numericals. We are going to discuss one of the major problem on this Graham's law of diffusion. This is a very important models. Okay. So what is the question here? The question is, there is a 100 meters tube is there here. There is a tube is there here. There is a one tube, glass tube here. The entire length of this tube is equals to what? 100 meters. 100 meters. Okay, na? And there is a two ends. One is the X end and there is a what? Y end. Through this X end, we are sending the ammonia gas. Ammonia gas is sent to X end. And hydrochloric acid we are sending into the what? Y end. Okay, na? Simultaneously at a time, at the same time. At what distance from X end? At what distance the gases are made? See, these gases are moved here, and these gases also can move. Suppose it can move here. Imagine it can meet here. When it both can meet here, when ammonia gas can be combined with what? NH3 gas can be combined with what? HCl gas. There is a formation of what? Ammonium chloride. That ammonium chloride, what the ammonium chloride is there? No, that ammonium chloride is like smoke ring. Is appear like a smoke ring. Just imagine that. Where the ammonia gas can move from this end, the HCl gas can move from the end. Both can be, let's assume, both can be meet here. Then here there is a formation of what? Smoke ring. So how much distance the ammonia gas can move, that can be assumed by L. How much distance HCl gas can be moved, that can be imagined by 100 minus L. If it is L, then is automatically total distance is what? 100. Then 100 minus L. Then I want to calculate the at what distance from X end the gases are meet to form smoke ring. Then I want to calculate the L now. This I want to calculate. Okay, now for this we know that what is the formula here? L1 by L2, length of the first gas. Here I am taking the what? Ammonia gas. The second gas I am taking the what? Hydrochloric acid. HCl gas. Length of the first gas divided by length of the second gas. Length of the ammonia gas divided by length of the hydrochloric acid gas. At T2 divided by T1, but the temperature time is same. Why the time is same here? Because both are traveling at same time. hexane and while the gases are we are pumping at same time. That's why the gases are what happens is temperature is similar, time is same. That's why I'm not taking the T2 by T1. That is equals to what? Root m2 divided by m1. Root m2 divided by m1. Now tell me, what is the meaning of m2 divided by m1? Why I am taking m2 divided by m1? Why I am not taking this 2 1? Why? Because they are not given density here. You can search anywhere in the problem. We are not getting any density. You can search anywhere in the problem. We are not getting any vapor density. But we know only molecular mass of hydrochloric acid gas. M2 is nothing but hydrochloric acid. M1 is nothing but what? NH. That only we know. Okay na? So what is the values? What is the length of NH3 gas? Length of the NH3 gas is equal to what? L divided by what is the length of the HCl gas? That is called as 100 minus L. That is equals to root of molecular mass. Molecular mass of hydrochloric acid is known 36.5 and molecular mass of ammonia 14 plus 3 is nothing but what? 17. 14 plus 3 is nothing but what? 17. Then both, if you 100 minus L, do the division. After doing the division, do the square. 1.47 will be 1.47. This again make it to the simplification. Then you will get the length is 59.5 meters. You will get how much length you will get? 59.5 meters. So I don't have space to simplify it. Better simplify. Take this. This is into this side. Multiply it. After do the first simplification, you will get the length is 59.5 meters. From distance x, the smoke ring is formed. So this is the model. So you will get. This is simplification I show here. I think it's not required. This will go here. This is a simplification, and you will get the length is 59.5 meters. Thank you so much.